Hey everyone, Symphonics here, and I thought it would be nice to talk about some upcoming heroes in Fire Emblem Heroes. So this is featuring units from New Mystery of the Emblem, and I haven't played that game. I think it was Japanese release only, but it is a sequel to Marth's original game, if I understand that properly. So yeah, I'm not really gonna, I have the video open, but I'm not gonna play it because you can just watch the video yourself. The first unit we have here is Katarina. Yeah, she is a tactician, and she has been revealed to be a red mage, infantry mage, which is pretty cool. Her weapon is the Rotter Owl. These tomes aren't really the greatest, as we've seen through May and Bowie. It's just, they're okay. It's just that their regular might is just so low, so that it's like, why bother using them when you have stuff like blade tomes that already exist in the game. Also, the blade tomes are, at this point, more easily accessible, especially because Nino and Odin can start having them at 3 stars. The red tome is a little more rare, but there aren't that many red mages anyways that can make use of it. But yeah, anyways, she has Rotter Owl, which is, I guess, okay. Assuming you're going to pull for Katarina, you might want to replace that with something else. If she has good enough speed, then the Rotter Blade would be great. She has Glacies, which is, I don't know, that's fine, assuming she has good res. Swift Sparrow is really cool because the last time we saw Swift Sparrow, as many of you may know, that's when we had the Easter banner, and that's when we had Spring Lucina. So it's pretty cool to now have it on a unit that would be permanently in the game. Swift Sparrow's a good skill. It's basically just a mix of Darting Blow and Death Blow, but the second ranks of each one, so it's not too strong. But the fact that it gives +4 attack and speed during battle is really big. And then there's this new skill called Attack Ploy. So it says at the start of the turn, all foes in cardinal directions with res 1 or more lower than unit suffer. It's basically like a threatened attack, except it's got a really big range, assuming my interpretation of cardinal directions is right. So it's basically like if your unit is here, all horizontal and vertical units to your unit will suffer this debuff as long as you have this condition, which means it basically just means you need higher res than the opponent. So that in combination with Glacies kind of implies that Katarina might have high res. Anyways, but she overall seems pretty solid. Swift Sparrow is a good ability. Attack Ploy seems pretty cool, but you need high resistance to use it. And of course Glacies, and I don't know how relevant Rotter Owl will be, but I just had a thought about this that I will mention later when I get to another unit. Next unit is Roderick. So he's got Fire Sweep Lance, which is really cool. The last time we saw a Fire Sweep weapon was with Faye, and the fact that this lance has 15 might is also pretty cool. So yeah, unit and enemies cannot use counterattacks, so you can very freely attack people like Ryoma and stuff safely without risk of taking any damage afterwards, or even like, I don't know, Takumi, if you're still worried about Takumi. People like that. I would say Hector, but he's an axe unit, and this is a lance, so you're not going to do any damage anyways. But he has rally, defense, and resistance, which is pretty cool. The last time we saw a simultaneous rally buff was with Bride Cordelia. Rally, defense, and resistance is pretty cool. It has, as an assist skill, it is kind of like a tier 2 assist skill. You need to learn either rally, defense, or resistance in order to learn this. Meaning if you bring in these rally skills, like the simultaneous ones, you should get a higher arena score. He also has drag back, which is, fine, whatever. But he has drive defense too, which is a new skill. It's basically like goad and ward cavalry and flyers and all that stuff. So it's a 2-space buff, but it only buffs 1 stat. And it buffs, in this case it's defense, and only defense +3 to all allies within 2 spaces. So that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll see more like spur buffs like this in the future. Next up we have Athena, and the cool thing about her is that she's another Rodao user, So it's no longer just restricted to Carol, who is only a 5-star unit. So maybe she'll be released as a 4 and 5-star unit after her banner ends. She also has Moonbow, which Moonbow and Wodao go really well together. She has this new skill called Sturdy Blow, which is basically Death Blow and Armored Blow together. And then Sword EXP, which isn't amazing. But nonetheless, pretty good skills otherwise. I guess we'll have to see her stats later. Like I said, I didn't play the game where she's from, so I don't know if she's supposed to have like high speed. She seems to be the kind of classic Myrmidon character, so hopefully she'll have high speed and attack, and then Sturdy Blow would help her defenses, but Wodao and Moonbow is pretty good. And then the last unit is Luke. Yeah, I saw some funny comments saying that Luke basically just looks like a smaller version of Drog. So yeah, he's got Brave Sword, which is not bad, I guess. Bonfire, again, not bad. Pretty solid skill. Fire Boost is a new skill, which is really cool. So we already had Earth Boost with Bowie and Wind Boost with Charlotte. So now we have Fire Boost, so as long as you have 3 more HP, and that's not max HP, it's just current HP, than your enemy, then you get kind of like a death blow effect during combat, except this can trigger on the opponent phase too. But just as long as you have that extra 3 more health than the opponent. So the boost skills, like Earth Boost and Wind Boost, pair really nicely with Renewal, because it allows you to maintain more health than your opponent. Yeah, Fire Boost is a pretty solid skill. We'll probably see it on a lot of tanks, like, I don't know, Zaphiel. Like, Zaphiel has huge HP, I think he has the highest in the game, so might see it on him if he's not running, like, Distant Counter. I think that would be, like, Fire Boost would be, like, a pretty solid skill for him. This last skill, Panic Ploy, really cool. So it's the same as the, whatever Katarina had, the Resistance Ploy or Attack Ploy, whatever it was called. Except it applies the Panic debuff on all enemies in range. So Panic, the way it works is that you have this debuff, and as long as you have this debuff, all buffs that you receive actually become debuffs. So this will hurt Horse Emblem quite a bit. I really I don't like fighting people like Cecilia's, who have all these like hone and fortify buffs when they have the Grand Blade weapon. So this will be really nice. Panic Ploy is really cool. And actually, yeah, the thing I wanted to mention, so we have here Panic Ploy, which affects buffs. So it's like a really good AoE panic debuff. But then they've been releasing a lot of abilities like this, like Fire Boost. This isn't like a buff, like a hone attack buff. This is an in combat buff, so this doesn't get affected by panic. And then we have, yeah, Sturdy Blow, again, in combat. We have Drive Defense, which is in combat. And then, where's Katarina? Swift Sparrow, in combat. Rotter Owl, all in combat. And Attack Ploy, which is also, oh no, that's just a regular debuff, so don't worry about that. So all these like in combat buffs they're giving everyone, and the fact that they just gave us an AoE panic debuff, I think they're really trying to make us use these owl tomes, because like with an owl tome you won't be affected by all these panic debuffs, as long as your allies are running like Spur, like whatever, and have adjacent allies. Router tomes will be really strong. If we get more units like who is it, Roderick, like Roderick with these drive defense skills, that's going to be even better for owl tomes. So not saying that owl tomes are going to be like overpowered anytime soon. I feel like people still need to test it out, but I think it's really cool that this is in a weird way kind of trying to balance how strong blade tomes are by giving us ways to depower them with Panic Ploy, and giving us other ways to get buffs without risk of those buffs being affected by Panic. So I think that's really cool. I guess we'll see how this plays out in the future. I'm not sure if I want to pull on this banner. I mean, these do seem to be nice units. I feel like I'll make a decision based on stats later, but like, since I didn't play this game, I'm not really attached to these characters in any way. If anyone, I would want this guy, because he's got the Fire Sweep Lance and Drive Defense, which seems pretty cool. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I just kind of wanted this to serve as a preliminary review of these skills that these units have, so of course can't really make any big decisions on whether or not you want these characters until they get released tomorrow, or if you played this game and love these characters, then by all means try and get them. But for that, I just wanted to talk about the skills that they have and how they might affect the future of battling in this game. So leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I would appreciate that. And if you want to talk about anything, I mean, no one really comments on my videos because, I mean, admittedly, I don't get many views, but I will see your comments if you comment, and I can talk about things. So, yeah, thanks for watching.